to the Celtic Cast On podcast. My name is Kelly, and I'm coming to you from the beautiful east coast of Canada. I have a special guest with me today. Would you like to introduce yourself? Or would you like me to introduce you?
Oh, no, you introduce me. Okay. That makes me sound more important.
This is Michelle from Maple Moose Fibers.
Hello.
We thought today we would team up and give you a little recap of Rhinebeck. Rhinebeck is coming up next weekend. And although we're not going this year, we were there last year together. So we thought we'd chat about it and see what we thought.
So, yeah.
Thoughts on Rhinebeck?
Rhinebeck. Well, when we went, we kind of booked, it was like a last minute thing. And I think my biggest thing was staying so far away because we were about an hour and 15 minutes away, right. Which really wasn't that bad in the whole scheme of things, but it would have been nicer to have been closer.
Yeah, and because of that, we didn't go back the second day.
Yeah.
Which I think we kind of missed out on because it's a lot quieter on Sunday. There would have been a lot more people kind of just milling around that we might have got in touch with that we didn't, but it is what it is.
Yeah, and I think the first day is kind of like all about the
people
and seeing the famous people and, you know, trying to see the who's who and all this kind of stuff. And
right.
I don't know. For me, I'm not a big, huge crowd person, so Sunday's a great day so I hear.
Yes.
If you want to avoid the crowds.
Yeah. And I think, too, for the deals. I guess some vendors tend to have the same product on Saturday as on Sunday, so going on Saturday really might not be too much of a benefit because they're going to have the same thing on Sunday, but less people.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I think Miss Babs does that. Like, she releases her Rhinebeck colorway only so many on Saturday, and then she releases more on Sunday.
Right.
So you're pretty much not going to get it on Saturday, but you would get it on. You'd have a better chance of getting it on Sunday.
Yeah. And we didn't get to the Ravelry meetup either, which was kind of, I don't know. I thought I was going to see more people walking around that I recognized than I did. I didn't realize there was going to be so many people around. And the Ravelry meetup, I guess, would have been a place where we would have seen a lot of people.
Yeah. And I mean, now I would, if I was going this year, I would love to go to a podcasters meetup.
Yeah.
Because, well, now I know more podcasters, whereas last year I was just kind of getting into it.
Yeah. So we drove down. How long was it? 9 hours? 9.5 hours? 12 hours?
53 hours.
100 hours!
Yeah. It was a long drive, but we stopped.
We did. And it didn't seem that long of a drive. Michelle drove the whole way down, I might add. I just sat in the passenger seat.
I have control issues. No, I have control issues. I have to drive.
That was fine, because I don't want to drive past Maine. I'm good not to drive. Yeah. There are too many lanes.
Oh, but remember the night coming in, our GPS took us... That was insane. So it takes us through this mountain. I don't know where. It was dark.
First of all, I set up the GPS not to do highways, I guess. I took it the quickest way there, which I guess was a mistake, which I didn't realize.
Don't do that, especially at night. So we're driving along this windy road, and it would be like, okay, do 70. So I'm doing 70, and then all of a sudden there would be a sign that says do 30, and then you're in this turn of death.
It was.
And then you're like, oh, wow, that was totally unexpected. Because usually the road signs, you know, slow down to 30, you slow down, and then you're like, oh, here's the big turn. No, it was like 30 turn.
And I think it was through a national park.
Hello. It was. And then there was like a hairpin turn.
Yes.
That was insane.
And it was foggy out, and it was getting dark, and I was just kind of thinking, what happens if we lose a tire or something, and we have to get out here? Anyway.
It was bad. So on the way home, we took the highway, and it was so much faster. It's like, poof.
Friday night, we went to the Indian Tangle Trunk Show.
Yes.
That was good.
I would have spent all my money there.
It was kind of overwhelming. I wasn't sure what to expect. And we went out for dinner just before, and we thought, oh, we'll have plenty of time to get there, because the first 100 people got a goodie bag or something. There was like 200 people in front of us. There was no way we were anywhere close, but it was a small room. It was packed. There was a lot of crowds, and it was very overwhelming. And I had a list that I had for other people that wanted me to get them things. And I didn't know what I wanted, and I was just kind of walking around in a daze, like, oh my gosh, like there's so many people, there's so much yarn. What do I get? I don't like purchasing on a whim, like, oh, I'll grab this one, I'll grab this one. I like to have something in mind, and I just couldn't get anything in mind because it was so crowded.
I found at the beginning of it, it was so crowded and so overwhelming that when I would go to booths, I was just like, you couldn't even process like, what would I do with this? What would I make with this? What do I want? Or even if I would have had a list, it was so crowded I wouldn't have been able to process
Yeah.
to find something to go with this particular item. So I remember going to booths and they would have like kits and stuff. But then as the night went on and the crowd started to thin out a bit, that's when we went down to Duck Duck Wool, and I was able to kind of just enjoy it. And
Yeah.
I picked a skein of yarn just on a whim, and I haven't used it yet, but I totally love it.
Yeah. And I think that after the crowd died down, well, we got to talk to Sandra from Duck Duck Wool.
Yes.
Sandra, before she was a dyer, she was not a podcaster.
Hi, Sandra.
Before she was a dyer, she was a blogger. So I've known her for quite a few years. So it was kind of cool to finally get to meet her. My boss. Just gonna sit on your knee.
That's okay.
Don't ruin the yarn. So once the crowd dissipated, we were kind of able to go around and look at things. I think I went to each booth like 3 or 4 times, and I just stood there and I was like, I don't know. I just don't know. I kind of thought that when I went there, I had in mind that I wanted a sweater quantity's worth of DK weight, and there was no DK weight to be had in anything. So
No, it was like single skeinish more.
Yeah. So I guess I wasn't really expecting that. So
You have a leaf in your hair.
I thought you were going to tell me I had a white hair. I'm like, yes, I do. Don't pull them.
I have more than you.
I'm okay with that. So after that, we drove all the way back to our hotel.
A long time.
And then the next morning, we decided we weren't going to get up early and go right when the crowds were there to get in. We decided we would just kind of lollygag around, get some breakfast, and then head out.
I'm glad we did, because we got there around lunchtime.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was pretty mellow.
Yes. So again, I was looking for sweater quantities. I was kind of in a hunt, but I don't know. I was very picky on what I wanted. I wanted something that kind of wasn't available here, that I could get. I don't know. Were you looking for anything specific, or?
I wanted a sweater quantity as well.
Show you. So I got a sweater quantity of Malabrigo Rio. This is Azul Profundo. It's a very deep blue. I don't know if that's going to come up right on the screen.
It's looking very royal.
Yeah. It's
more royal.
Yeah. It's kind of a navy-ish. Anyway, I got a sweater quantities of that. And there was a green that I almost got to, but I left it behind. But I think I have something in mind for this that's coming up. That pattern's not available yet, so you may see this in the near future.
That would be nice.
So we kind of wandered our way through. I didn't realize how many barns and places there were at Rhinebeck. I thought it was kind of going to be in one big open area.
Well, you went in and there was like a building. It was like an H building. So you went all through all that.
Mm-hmm.
It was great. And then you're like, oh, cool, Rhinebeck, yay. And then you walked outside and you're like, oh.
There were like 4 more buildings.
Yeah. And then I think it was once we got in there that I just started going. I was like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh.
So we ended up at the Owl booth, where we both purchased the same yarn. I have a skein of it.
And same color.
Yes, same color. So this is Owl, and it's 50% certified organic merino and 50% alpaca. And this is the fringe tree color. And, well, it's the same as her sweater. So Michelle had this in her hands, and I had a yellow in my hands, which you actually have a little bit of.
It's like and mustard?
Yeah, and at the same time, I was knitting a sweater that I didn't get finished for Rhinebeck, and it was that same kind of color. So I decided to put that down and get this as well because it would go with more things. So Michelle's finished hers. You want to talk about your sweater?
Did. Yes, so this is my FO. It's the Georgetown cardigan by Hannah Fedek. And the only thing I did different, well, no, there's 2 things that I did different when I made the sweater. No, 3. Is I left a little slit on the sides.
Oh, I like that.
Just because I thought it would just add a little more here.
Yeah.
And I didn't make the collar quite as big.
Okay.
Now, I don't know if I'm absolutely happy with that, and I may make it bigger because I have another almost 2 skeins of yarn.
Right.
But I just felt like because I'm so short that I was going to end up with all of this fabric in around here that I.
Thank you.
That was lovely.
Okay, hang on a second. Carry on.
And so then I was like, oh, I really, really like this sweater. I'm happy with this sweater. I'm pleased, but it's missing something. So I put on suede elbow patches.
I love them.
And it just made it.
It's gorgeous.
How studious do I look? Especially with the glasses, right?
And the ones on your head.
And well, they're my headband. My headband glasses. But it just really, really made it that much.
It's special.
Better. Well, yeah, and
I love this detail. That's really cute.
Detail. I'm happy that I left that because it's a plain sweater and the color's plain. Like it's not. So to add that little detail and these just made it kind of.
Yeah. So what made you think of the little notch-out detail? Did you see that in a different
I was having trouble seaming it together because the sweater had seamed, which I decided is a better fit for me to have a sweater that's seamed.
Yes.
Because it gives structure here and I get a definition around the elbow. Because if I do like a raglan, it really rounds me out because I'm round. So if I have this seam here, I'm not as rounded. So I went in to seam it together and I just couldn't make it look right.
And it's perfect.
And then at the end of it, I'm like, love it more. And then I was gonna, I guess, find a way to make it work or find a way how to do it. And then I was like, no, I think I really like the little slit. So
yeah,
I'm pleased. But I may go back because I think after wearing it, I don't know. I think I need the full.
I think it's
9 inches.
Yeah.
Whereas I went 7.
Okay. Yeah, that would make a difference.
Yeah, because I find now that I'm wearing it, when I first put it on,
yeah,
mind you, it was probably like 80 degrees in my house. I felt like it was too much, but sitting out here today,
yeah,
I could have a little more around my neck. So, which one's mine?
Coffee. Timmy's. Yay. Mine's tea. Pumpkin spice. Oh, that smells good. I have a sweater that is going to go on the needles with my wool. So let me just show you. This was just released, I think 2 days ago, and I bought it right away. This is Mazzy by Elizabeth Smith of the Brown Stitch. And like Michelle's, I loved Michelle's, and she's like, oh, you should make one too. And I'm like, yeah, but I don't want to make the same cardigan as you. But then when this came out, it was the perfect simple, plain, classic cardigan that I know I will wear with everything. So, Elizabeth from the Brown Stitch. She has quite a few patterns out already, and she's has very classic patterns. Very beautiful, and I think my will be perfect for this because I think she used Ultra Alpaca, which is merino 50-50 alpaca, so it will be perfect. Yeah, Ultra Alpaca. Ultra Alpaca, though, I find itchy, whereas this one isn't itchy. It's soft to touch. So yeah, that's going to go on my needles probably sometime today if I can swing it.
And to talk about this yarn just a little bit after using it, it's single ply. And we had talked about using it for a cable.
Yes.
And I didn't find when I was using the yarn and, maybe I'm rough on things anyway, but I found it was a little pliey, like it would break apart a little bit. And when I had frothed it back, it ended up breaking when I went to try and use it again.
Right.
So I felt like it was a yarn that wouldn't be quite hardy enough to use as a cable.
Right. I had planned on knitting Exeter by Michelle Wong. There was a girl at Rhinebeck and she had Exeter on, and I stopped her. I'm like, what are you wearing? And so she told me it was Exeter. I'm like, it is Exeter. Okay, I really want to knit this. So that's what I had planned to get my yarn for. And yeah, I think it was a good decision. That being said, I have knit a cable sweater with Ultra Alpaca and it stood up well, but it's not single ply, which this one is. So I think that would be the difference.
And I had said, like, maybe try a swatch, because who knows, maybe it's beautiful for, you know, maybe that wouldn't be an issue with a cable, but
I think it would still be kind of limp and not as sturdy of a sweater or cardigan as it's supposed to be.
Hands down, my favorite cable yarn for a cable project is Cascade 220.
Yeah.
I love that yarn. But I also think I would like the O-Wool Classic Worsted. I think it would be just as lovely for cabling project, because I'm using it right now on a work in progress. So.
Okay. We should talk also, before we go on, about our experience with O-Wool, the booth. Do you remember?
Oh, they were awesome.
That day, debit was down.
Broke my heart for them. That's
brutal.
Yeah. Who carries cash?
No.
I don't carry cash.
I had some cash, but I think I'd already spent it. Yeah, so what they did...
So we were Betty and Wilma. Charge it!
So we got to the booth, we had our yarn in our hands, ready to go, and they're like, our debit's down. I'm like, crap. Well, that's out the window. And they said, well, you can PayPal us. I'm like, what? She's like, yeah, just take the yarn and PayPal us tonight. Are you kidding me? Like, I don't know how many people they would have done that for, but to entrust us to actually send them the money after we took off with the yarn?
We totally shouldn't have. No, I'm joking. I'm totally joking. We did. No, but didn't I end up saying I would feel better? Because I thought, oh my gosh, what if I ended up leaving them a check?
Yes, you did.
For our amounts.
Yeah.
For each of us.
Yeah.
With the promise that we would PayPal them the money and then they would shred the check. So I was a little disappointed when they cashed both. They didn't. They didn't. They were so awesome to deal with. And definitely a company that I will go back to and have gone back to since.
Yep. They were super lovely.
Which is my whip. We're going to talk about that after. What else do you
Anything
have for
else
Rhinebeck?
You want to talk about for Rhinebeck?
Do you have any Rhinebeck yarn?
Oh,
I didn't bring mine.
I have, well, I showed you my Malabrigo and I showed you my O-Wool. That was all that I got those 2 days, or that day was those two. But I did make something out of my duck wool recently, so let me show you that.
It's all good.
All right, so this is, I knit this for the baby. I'm trying to think of the colorway. Oh, I think it's called Truer Blue. I'll link it anyway, if not. So this is duck wool and it's her MCN. And I knit this hat. It's the Chutes and Ladders hat. I'm just going to show you up close the pattern because you can't really see. The pattern, got little ear flaps on it, an I-cord.
Who wrote the pattern?
The pattern is by Mama Teddy Bear on
Mama
Ravelry.
Teddy Bear. Yes.
And the pom-pom I got from Michael's. I was looking for one of those expensive pom-poms, like the flat one. I didn't want to spend $28 on a pom-pom for my kid's hat. So I went to Michael's and I just happened to notice these out of the corner of my eye, and they are keychains. And I cut the keychain off, sewed it on, bam, hat. So that's the hat.
It reminds me of a pair of mittens, fingerless mittens that I made. That's why I asked.
By Jane Richmond.
Yes.
Yeah. That's exactly what that is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Wow. Very cool. So I also knit a little pair of mittens to go with them. These are the Waiting for Winter mitts by Susan B. Anderson. I've knit these a couple of times, but they're the perfect no thumb mittens for little babies, and I just added a little I-cord on them. So those are his little mittens to go with his hat. So that's, I still have some of that skein left, so I don't know what the rest of it will become, but I also got a skein of brown. It's called Satchel. I didn't bring that because I don't know where it is right now. I took it out the other day and it's somewhere.
Would you have enough to make him a little kerchief?
I don't know. How to see.
Because that would be nice. And then it would keep his neck warm. Like,
yeah. He's pretty toasty though. He's a pretty toasty little dude.
Well, apparently we're having a cold winter, so.
Yes, but we're having a beautiful fall. Beautiful.
No, this is not fall.
It's unexpected summer. Winter, like bang.
Yeah, it's gonna. Yeah.
It's gonna come in like a hurricane. Okay.
Like a wrecking ball. Ooh, let's sing that one. I was singing earlier.
Oh, you'll get that.
No.
Yes, you will.
Nope. Oh my gosh, your husband is doing windows.
Loves him.
Not only did he bring us...
Spot. No, I'm just joking. Never. He's on a cleaning rampage. He sometimes does that. Like, doing a good job. Okay, so let me see what you got. What you got?
Do you want my faux?
Whatever you want.
Okay, I'm gonna put my... This is actually from Knit East. I bought this kit at Knit East.
Okay.
And the hat is called Birdie by Adrian Thomas, and it's Handmade in Yarns Helix, which is 95% cashmere, which means it's 95%.
So
Lovely.
Is this the hat that you've knit before?
No.
That's not your favorite hat pattern?
No, Anna's my favorite hat pattern,
Okay.
which ironically enough is also
Similar.
a handmade pattern. But
it's a similar style.
yeah, it's like the same slouchy.
Yeah, you look good in that.
Is it here?
Yeah.
Everyone's
just gonna feel your head all day.
I think I would. Like, I don't think I could really take my hands off it.
Yeah.
So.
The color's good on you too.
But I posted a picture of myself in this hat on Facebook and nobody recognized me. So maybe it's my undercover hat. I love it though.
Yeah.
I might have to leave it on.
Nice. Go for it. What else you got?
I think that's all I have for clothes.
Okay.
My sweater and my hat. This summer was all about us getting stuff done. And Hunter had a really, 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 really bad eczema flare-up. So every time I was on vacation and home, and I had him, because he goes with his dad part-time in the summers, we were at doctor's offices. So, but we, lost my words. Where'd they go? But we found out what the problem is.
Yes.
And it's gluten. He's really, really, really allergic to, well, he has a major gluten sensitivity is what I'm going to say. Because he doesn't have like bowel issues, but the minute he starts eating gluten in little bits, he'll have flare-ups. But 2 weekends ago, he was not in my care, and he had copious amounts of gluten, bagels, McDonald's, KFC, just like the worst diet in the world. And his the backs of his legs were red raw and just like sandpaper. It was, and he screams and he's like, ow, 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 it hurts, it hurts, it hurts.
Yeah.
And now it's all cleared up, so yeah, that's what it is. I can only...
I was actually going to add a section into the podcast about gluten-free, because I'm gluten-free as well, and you're currently gluten-free.
Yeah.
I have a lot of products that I've tried that are gluten-free, and I kind of thought maybe I'd talk about some of them, and maybe I'll have you back and we can talk about them.
Yeah, we're learning. It's hard though, because the stuff tastes so different, and for my kid who has such aversions to a lot of food anyways, it's difficult to feed him.
It is.
It's hard.
I think it's been
coming.
three or more years since I've been gluten-free. And now it's not even worth it to me now. Like if there was something there with gluten in it, I wouldn't even want to eat it.
No.
Because I know what it's going to do to my body, but it also doesn't taste good to me anymore. So my taste has definitely changed, like 100%. And I guess it's for the better. Like I'm eating healthier than I've ever eaten.
There you go.
We'd like to talk about some whips. Sure. I don't really have many whips. I should say, I kind of took a little hiatus in the summer. I had both kids all summer long, and there was no napping from the baby when the older kid was home, so I just had no time at all. I also had super pain in my wrists from holding him up, feeding him all the time, and I couldn't knit. It was just so painful. So I kind of took a break through the summer, and I'm just now kind of starting to get back into things again. So I don't have a lot to show you, but
Wrist is feeling better?
Yes, wrist is feeling better. It does kind of flare up if I have to hold him up for some reason like that, but I try not to. I try to just let him sit on the pillow now and when he eats.
Mm-hmm.
You want to go first? Go for it, because I've got to find mine.
Well, my current whip is also my acquisition. I haven't really bought a whole lot. Should have finished the row. But I saw the shawl by Andrea Mowry, thank you. Well, I have an Andrea, an Adrian.
She's actually not Andrea, she's Andrea.
Okay, Andrea, Ariane. All of my projects right now are with A names. So, and this is it here. So I bought the kit from Owool. I ordered it.
Oh, I didn't realize they were doing kits.
Yes. And
so this is their worsted?
This is the classic worsted.
It's very smushy.
It is extremely smushy. I can't remember how many plies it is. It's 3 ply. And this is what the bulk of the sweaters or of the shawl is going to be, is made out of this gray.
Okay.
And then there's the coral.
Robin egg blue?
I can't remember what it's called now. But this color here, I'm just crazy over it. So I don't know if I can totally pull it off.
Oh, yeah.
But, and then the color work. This was the first time I had ever done color work where you're working back and forth.
Right.
So that was a little bit of a learning curve, but...
Your floats look good, though.
I have to show my floats. Look at those floats.
Woo!
I'm pleased.
Yeah, looks good.
Third time was a charm. I did. I had to rip it back 3 times, but then I figured out how to do it and be doing it consistency on my knit row and my purl row so that I would get this. Nice. So I'm pleased with that.
Sorry, go ahead.
No.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, so if it flips, it's not like ugly.
Yeah. So is the rest of the shawl this? I forget what it looks like.
The rest of the shawl is this for a while, and then you have
that at the other end?
This on the other end again.
Okay. So it's like a rectangular piece.
Yeah. Okay. I'm pretty sure you do. Oh, you have to, because I still have a full skein of each of the colors left. I'm very, very, very pleased with that.
And what size of needles is that on?
6.5.
Oh, nice.
And I have to give a little shout out. I'm keeping the balls of yarn because the project won't fit in anymore in my Debbie Reese bag. We had done a swap earlier this summer, and I haven't podcasted since. So, Debbie, thank you. I love it.
Cute.
I've got my tucked wool bar, a bath bar in there to make it smell pretty.
Smell it.
Yeah. Yeah, nice. So, honeycomb. So I just keep that in the bag so it helps to make things smell pretty. So yeah, that's that project. What about you? What do you got? Oh, I love that bag.
This is my birdie bag. Actually, this is a new birdie bag.
Beautiful birdie bag.
I had a birdie bag that you've all seen before by Eldenwood Craft, Emma, in UK. And she surprised me with this package, and it had a robin bag. She knows how much I love little robins, and I've talked about how the robins in the UK are different than robins here, and these little guys are super cute.
You know, after you said that on your podcast, you were talking about how the robins here don't have big bellies like they do in the UK. Well, there was a robin on my front yard, and I'm like, that has got to be the biggest belly robin in the whole entire world.
But they're like, these
They're
robins are like
migrating.
this.
Oh, they're just little?
Yeah. So the
Oh.
robins here are like this.
Yeah, ours are.
Yeah. They're just little, like little blue tits or whatever.
Blue what?
Chickadees.
Did she just say what I think she said?
Chickadees?
Okay, that's better.
Yes. Blue tits. You know what blue tits are. You don't? Blue tits are little blue and yellow birds. I'll put in a picture here for people that don't know. But they're the same size. Little tiny little birds. But these guys are so cute. So anyway, Eldon Woodcraft.
Love
She
it.
also sent me a original birdie bag for a giveaway at some point. So that will be out. But yeah, I just love this. I love her fabrics. She's got polka dots. She's the polka dot queen.
Love polka dots.
But she uses very heavy fabrics.
Yes.
It's like a drapery fabric or something. I love it. It's woven.
It is woven.
Yeah,
That's beautiful.
it is.
I'm gonna get
My
one.
little robins. You should. She actually just updated today with new stuff in her shop. So I am back to this pattern again. This is Simon and Simona by Elena Nodell. I had started this before in a different yarn and I didn't like it, so now I'm restarting it. I don't have much to show you, so I'm just going to show you the yarn. I literally have a couple of rows done. But I'm going to try Debbie Bliss cotton. And I think this is called Putty, the color. So I think that would go really cute with his check shirts. So that's going to be, it's on the needles, but it hasn't gone very far yet. I just need some time to sit down and actually do something.
Time. Shmime. I don't have time for anything.
So that's that. I don't know if I have any more width. I don't, because I'm going to start my sweater.
I did bring one.
Okay, go for it.
Because nobody's seen this one 100 times. But I'm still working on it. I will prevail!
Ta-da!
Ta-da! Look, I actually got some arm done.
Very nice.
So this is the Atlantic Star cardigan, or Atlantic Star sweater by Ruth Gallo. Holla.
It's very soft.
It is very soft, but it's rolling.
But we think we have a fix for that, right?
Yeah, in the pattern it didn't say to go down a needle size. So I'm going to rip back and go down a needle size.
Yeah.
And I think that'll do it. Which, I mean, I don't recall going up a needle size up here, but maybe I did. I'll have to check the pattern.
And I would actually knit a row of plain before you start.
In the smaller needle size?
Yes,
Okay.
knit a row of plain in your smaller needle just so it kind of gets used to it before you start it.
All right. Well, that
Should
works.
prevent the flipping.
But I am really pleased. And it's got, I'm going to steek it,
Yeah.
which now I almost kind of wish I hadn't done that.
You like it as a sweater?
Because now I want it as a pullover, but
Ah.
because for a long time I wasn't wearing pullovers,
Mhm.
but now I almost would.
Yeah. You could put it in the back, no one would notice.
Oh yeah, they would. I'd know it was there.
Yeah.
So I'm still gonna keep it. I'm gonna make it a cardigan. That'll be the
gonna be
plan.
cute.
I may put a zipper.
Mm.
We'll see. But I am getting pleased. It's coming, but it's slow.
The tea has no milk in it, and I can just feel it on the back of my teeth.
Ugh.
Black tea, no good.
Yeah. I think that's all I really. Oh, and then I have my next project. Something coming up.
Okay,
that I
let me
can
just
talk
show
about.
these.
Oh,
I
aren't those
finished-
nice?
I finished them.
Loose sock blockers. Wow.
You don't have yours yet, do you? I was like, yeah, you have some. Oh, wait. I gotta get on my dad this weekend.
Only been a year.
I have smaller ones if you didn't have such big feet.
Okay. I am 5'4" and I have a size 10 foot.
Mm-hmm.
That's pathetic. Like Ronald McDonald. However, all my shoes I can get on sale.
True. All right, so these are my socks. I finished them. I finished them before the KL was over, and I forgot to post a picture in the group, which was totally pointless.
Womp womp. It's really pretty. What are they?
Yeah, I'm just trying to think. I don't even remember. It's
You're
been so
welcome.
long. No.
I've never seen blueberry
It's an
waffle
Ann
up close.
Hansen pattern.
Nice one.
Yeah. Oh, Movie Night Socks by Ann Hansen. They're
What's the yarn?
I don't even remember that either. Oh my gosh.
Look at
so
it.
long.
Look.
I don't think I have it in here.
The moose.
Yeah, so I will put the yarn at the bottom here. I can't remember what it is. It was something that I got off of a D-stash. And I think it's called...
Sally D-stash?
No, not Sally. It's called like Beach Stone or Pebbles or something like that. Anyway, I finally finished them. So there they are. Ann Hansen Movie Night Socks. I recommend the pattern. It's very simple and it produces a really nice product. Okay, show me your last coming up.
Oh, so my boy, he wants a sweater. And I think I might have talked about this on my last podcast, but I can't remember for sure. So if I did, I'm sorry. If I didn't, here you go. And I want it, it's called Emilian. There, it's just a hoodie. It's going to have a zipper. And I am going to use Cosmos yarn, which is a yarn that's milled in Prince Edward Island, which is just a stone's throw from us.
I thought this was Briggs until you said.
I know. It's very Briggsy, but it's also a little bit more lanolin-y.
It's more crunchy, but I think the colors are nicer.
I do quite enjoy their colors. I personally, I don't use a lot of Briggs, but my friend Liz at Good Vibrations, she carries the McCauslins, and
that blue is
so I'm going to try it out. So it'll be stripes. He wanted it to be similar to the
original.
Yeah, so it's kind of like a blue and gray. Blue and gray. He was good with the colors, so I think it'll work out. It'll be hard. It's a different yarn. It's very hardy, but I think it'll be a little hard for me to get used to knitting just because
you're so used to oval now.
Well, but $4.50 a skein.
Yeah, you can't really go wrong.
Yeah, and I think it'll last them forever.
Yeah.
So,
I actually remember when that pattern was released. She used to have a blog, and I had wanted to test knit it at the time, I remember, because I wanted to knit it for a moose. But, yeah, that was years ago.
Yeah, Arian Karen Lacoste.
I think she has an Etsy shop now. She sells, she sews kids' rompers and things. She has a little boy.
Oh, that's the
I'll put
weirdest looking bug.
Down here, if I can
Look
think
at
about it.
I've never seen anything like that before.
Ew.
Gone.
Um,
It's a simple thing.
Yes, so let's talk about Knit City happened last weekend.
Yes.
Had you really heard anything about Knit City?
I knew there was a Knit City, and I'd like to go, but that's all I know.
Okay, so
It's a fiber festival, so I want to go.
yeah, it's in Vancouver, and it happened last weekend. And they had Ysolda Teague there last week, and that's big. They had all of the podcasters that I can think of that are Canadian were pretty much there. Shannon Cook, Jane Richmond, people that I have read blogs of for years. Melissa from Miss So Crafty, she was there. Like all of the bloggers from Canada that I seem to follow are on that side of the coast. So to me, it's like, I want to go there. I want to see all those people that I've talked to for years and never seen. And they had some great courses. Sweet Georgia actually sponsored the keynote speaker, who was Ysolda. They had an ice cream social, and Sweet Georgia gave them all little packages of minis that they got to choose what color they wanted. I was just like,
That's insane.
Yeah, it's
Wow.
So this is their 5th year doing Knit City, and I guess it was the best yet this year. So it's an every year event, and it's definitely something that I would consider going to. But the 2 flights to get there would possibly kill me, but I might have to do it.
How much is it? So we're in Canada. And we live on one coast and it's to the other. And basically, whatever it's going to cost an American to fly to a place from coast to coast, it's going to cost us 3 times as much.
Okay.
That's kind
Well,
of the unwritten rule of flying in Canada.
yeah. So I was looking at using air miles, and it really wasn't that expensive. It was just the amount of hours that you would be flying. It's like 9 hours, 2 flights. I have so many puke stories on planes that I could fill a book. So
And a bag.
Yeah, and a hoodie.
Oh.
Did I tell you that one?
No.
Do you want to know?
No, not right now.
Okay.
That's how you lose viewers, Kelly.
Ah, come on. Okay. Yeah. So Mid City happened, and Jane Richmond and Shannon Cook released their newest book, Within. And I was actually lucky enough to test knit the fireside pullover that Jane designed. Now, I knit this 2 years ago, so it's been quite a while that I've been keeping it under wraps, and I had to make sure that if I posted on Instagram that you couldn't see what it was or tell what it was. So it's super cute. I love the shawl, like the shawl collar on it. And actually hers, she did 2 versions, and one had a button here. And I kind of thought about it, but I just like it open. I prefer it that way. So this is Cascade Eco in just the natural colorway.
I love Cascade.
Yeah. I do find that Cascade Eco does pill a little bit, and I don't have a gleaner. Do you have a gleaner?
No.
I need to invest in one. Some people love it and some people don't like it. So
What's a gleaner?
it's like, it looks like a little razor,
Okay.
and you go like this over your sweater, and it's supposed to get the pills off. But I'm just scared that it's gonna get into my knit stitches and rip it. I don't know. They have them at Fabricville, so I'm tempted to just go in and try it and see what it's like.
Go to Value Village and buy a crappy old sweater. Go to Fabricville and get the gleaner. And just like really give it on a crappy sweater.
Yeah.
And then you can go delicately on your own and
Yeah.
feel safer.
So yeah, this is the fireside shawl. Fireside sweater.
Wow.
Pullover. So I wanted to talk a little bit about the new book. Where'd my phone go? I lost it. So the book consists of 8 patterns. There is a sweater, a cardigan, 2 hat patterns, a pair of mittens, a shawl, and almost like a all-in-one loop scarf type thing. Shannon and Jane do books really well. I don't know, I'm hoping to get an interview with them to pop in here. But I know that in the last book that Jane's brother, who's a photographer, did the photography. And I don't know, they just have a really good sense of style and putting things together and making it look like you want to be right there in that book. And I know they have a publication together, Mary and Ray Publications, so they do books together. I'd be interested, though, to see if they ever branch out using other designers, not just themselves. Like, if they published a book with somebody else as the designer and put it together, what it would look like. I don't know.
I'd be interested in seeing if they would like to be my best friend.
Yes. So Jane and Shannon actually have blogs, and I've been friends with them for many years. Shannon actually did my little logo for the blog. So I'm hoping to get an interview with them and maybe answer some of the questions that I have about it.
So if you're friends with them and I'm friends with you, so
No.
that
Not Kevin Bacon. Come on. So did you have a favorite out of the book? And I'll just show them a picture.
Well, the timber.
Timber, okay.
Yeah.
So-
Because I think I want to get more wool
Right.
in this color and make it in that sweater. Hence I need to make sweaters the colors the designers make them in, because when I choose my own, I don't know. When I choose my own color, it just doesn't look as good.
So this is Timber. This one's by Shannon Cook. It's a cardigan, and it is in that very mustardy yellow color.
And I think it would be awesome in this wool.
Yeah.
Just saying.
I think that was quite a popular one. I think it was #1 on Ravelry's Hot this week. And I also like,
I like her hair.
oh, they have a gorgeous model too.
Red
Fire
hair.
orange hair, freckles everywhere.
Oh,
Gorgeous.
Jealous.
Yeah, I know. I'm a sucker for red hair. So this one's also by Shannon, and it's a shawl.
Because there's a wee bit Irish in you, dear.
Just
You
a
can't help
tad.
it.
I don't know how well you can see that. I'll add in a picture here if you can't see it.
Probably better to do that.
It's got stripes and eyelets, and it looks like it is a triangular shawl. So yeah, there are lots of very nice patterns in there. I know they were previewing the book at Knit City, which they seem to do. Whenever they produce a book, they kind of pre-release it at Knit City. They get the first dibs, and then they release it to the public after that. So
It's all about the marketing.
yeah, they do that very well.
They do.
Yeah, so hopefully I will have a little interview with them, and I can talk a little bit more about that then. Anything else? We have an audience up there watching.
Yeah, I know. It's making me a little uncomfortable. He's not looking, and he's not paying attention at all, but
No.
I feel like he's doing the man thing.
He can still hear us.
Yes, he can hear us.
There's
But
Boss.
he brought us coffee, so... Well, me coffee, you tea.
Oh, tea that's sticking to my teeth. Well, I think that's it. Thanks for joining me.
Thanks for having me.
It was fun.
Yay! I couldn't get my stuff together enough to do my own podcast, so I thought I'd hijack yours.
Well, maybe I'll have you back
Yeah, maybe.
if you behave.
I think we kind of had fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was cool.
I didn't do anything too bad.
Yet. I know you'll get more comfortable as if we do it together in the future.
No, I try and watch it. I have to be respectful. I can't let myself all out, right? I don't want people to really know who I am.
Yeah.
Not everybody knows that I'm like this girl.
That I have to put up with all the time. I drove for 18 hours in a car with her.
No, she passengered for 18 hours in a car with me.
It was good.
Where did we go eat?
Remember the pizza on the way home? I was pregnant at the time. I should add that. We stop in. You had to go pee. We got gas. You were like, I gotta go pee. I'm like, okay. So we go in. You're peeing. You come out, and I'm ordering pizza. It was gluten-free. They hardly ever have gluten-free pizza, and it was really good. And I ate that whole pizza on the way home. And you're like, well, you can't have pizza and me not eat it. So you got pizza too.
I got pizza too.
It was good though. It was worth it.
No, but the Five Guys. The burgers.
Did we eat Five Guys?
Yeah. Was that what it's called?
Yeah.
The burger place, and they wrapped it in
Lettuce. Yeah. I can't do the buns, so yeah, they wrap it in lettuce, and everything's cooked in peanut oil. So you can have the fries. Oh, the fries are amazing. Malt vinegar. Mm-mm.
It was really, really good. Not a place I can go with my kid.
Yeah.
But,
It's not a place I could go to all the time because it tends to wreak havoc, but Greece does that to me still. But yeah, it was good.
it was good seeing everybody.
Well,
Maybe met some new people.
Yes. And, all right, let's go. We're just chattering.
See ya.
Thanks for coming.
Bye.
Bye.
Walk through life. Every day is a new beginning. Shine your light. It's a day and the world is waiting. Move along to the song, singing in your soul. Feel the beat, clap your hands, let it take control. All you need, all you want, are you ready to find your way?
All right.
Hello.
I feel so.
That's a good thing.
It is.
Sugar's bad.
Yep.
But it's so good.
Well, even Coke. You just had to get that in there, didn't you?